Hi, and welcome to Mark's Motivational Podcast for this Thursday episode. I hope it finds us well if you're tuning this Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon, or Thursday evening. I hope it finds us well. So, I'm just going to do this solo episode tonight to say thank you for my guests so far in season four. It's been really good. First of all, we had Arthur Philip Henry who came on to discuss his books he's written and filmmaking and all that kind of stuff. So he's done a lot. So it was great having Philip on the podcast. Philip Henry, you should check that podcast out. And then the next one we had was an interview with Orlando Zucchetto, who's around NLP, and Orlando's kindly agreed to come on and do a season with me, based on NLP and hypnosis and all that kind of stuff. So that should be really good. We're going to try and aim to do that every Tuesday, maybe for 4 or 5 weeks. So what we'd love you to do is, if you want to ask any questions to Orlando, it'd be great if you email me at marklestrange11@hotmail.com. That's MarkLestrange11@hotmail.com. And the first one we're going to do is on it's on hypnotherapy, so I'm looking forward to talking to Orlando on Tuesday about that. So as I said, I'd love to hear if you have any questions to ask Orlando. Would be great. So thanks a million, Orlando, for agreeing to do that. So stay tuned for that over the next couple of weeks. And then we also had the next guest we had was it was Noel and Maita who've both written a lot of books. They've written Romping Through Ulysses. I had the pleasure of getting a copy of myself, so it was really a pleasure speaking to those two authors. So wish them all the best in their future. Noel does the animation or for the books, so it's really good. And then Maita does the writing part, so it's really interesting to check out that podcast as well. And then we had Grace Day on the podcast last night. It was a really, really good podcast as well. She released two of her great songs. She actually shared two of her great songs with me, upcoming releases. So you got to check that out. It was a real pleasure to talk to Grace on the podcast. And like her music is brilliant. You got to check them out. I've put them on YouTube as well for you to have a look. Most of the episodes are going to be on YouTube now. I still have to put Phillips up, but I will do that. That's a work in progress. So because he shared two of his good songs as well. So it's been great so far, season four. This is just the first solo episode of season four. So that's great. And so I didn't really do any podcasts in July. I was tuning into some more audiobooks. There was a really good audiobook that I checked out on BorrowBox. It's a really good app you can use. You can use if you have a library card. It's great. Like I've only rediscovered audiobooks. They're really, really good. Like I said in the previous podcast, the one that I kind of picked up there was The Miracle of Mindfulness. It's a really interesting audiobook. He talks about the power of being mindful in your day-to-day life and how much better you feel about yourself. So there's a lot of takeaways from that book that I found really, really helpful. He kind of, what he says is, you concentrate on your breathing. So when you're like, he talks about counting your steps while you're going for a short walk, which can, it's kind of being mindful. And then he talks about counting one as you breathe in and one as you breathe in and go to 10. And that way you're mindful of your breathing and you're mindful of your thoughts at the same time. So that's really good advice. You should check that book out. It's really, really good. And like I even find it great, let's say when you're going for a run, when you're doing this stuff, I found it really, really helpful to keep it in the zone. And God, I went for like a usual run I usually do in the Phoenix Park. It's a famous park for anyone living outside of Ireland. It's the biggest park in Europe actually, and it's just a great place to run, like for the oxygen and all that. It's just really, really good. And I found by doing the mindfulness breathing exercise when you're running, God, it really actually improves your, makes it. I wouldn't say making it easier for running because when you're doing a long run, there's nothing easy about it. But it's something about the breathing that kind of helped me anyway. So everybody has their own opinion, but I just found that really good and motivational as well. Like because when you're living mindfulness, it's motivational to keep your mind fresh and some good inspiration can come from that as well, you know. Oh, and I almost forgot. How could I leave that out? Sorry. I also had John Graham on the podcast, which was great as well. Um, he's also a great singer songwriter. He's involved, singer songwriter. He's involved in a lot of different bands. Um, the Hot House big band. It's called. I hope I got that right, John. And he runs a really good staycation down where in Kells. If anybody's interested in singer songwriters, I'd really recommend that as a trip because myself and the bass player John, a good friend of mine, and two other friends of his went down a couple of weeks ago, and we co-wrote three songs, myself and John, which was really really good. I'm really happy with them, and like the stuff you learn from different songwriters that are out to trade a long time is really really great, you know, because even I had a lot of songs going down that now I've mass changed a lot of them around, and because of what I've learned from the other guys that have been songwriting for years, so it's great. It's a really good. I've shared the link to the staycation on his podcast, so like definitely check that out because like as I said in the podcast with John, there's nothing like actually going away to write music, write songs because like you never get as much done as we got done down in Kells, like with the songs you wrote. So it was really good. It was really good experience, and then the weather was amazing. I think it was the hottest 3 days when we were down there. And we can't thank John enough. The meals he provided us were top notch and like really reasonable. I won't give you the prices because I'm sure you talk to John, he'll give you the price. But no, I'd really recommend do that. It's great, really great. And yeah, that book, any other books I was checking out, there's some really good audio books out there. And obviously there's no substitute for reading. The Power of Mindfulness as well is a great one as well. It's written by it's sorry Ellen J. Langer, I think it is. I hope I pronounced that right. She makes the audio book, but like it's really well worth checking that out. And the Power of Mindfulness as well is a great one as well. And I've just actually got the originals by Alan Grant. I believe that's a really really good book as well. So a lot of good takeaways there to check out. Um, but like, please, it'd be great if I got some questions for Orlando. I'm really looking forward to getting the series we're going to start together. We're going to start together this Tuesday coming or next Tuesday. Um, where you're going to do a different modality every time we talk. And any questions will be great if you email me again. My email address is marklestrange11 at hotmail.com. That's MarkLestrange 11 at hotmail.com. It'd be great if you have any questions for Orlando on the area of neuro linguistic programming, NLP, which is he done a great podcast with me talking about training with Richard Bandler, the co-creator of NLP. So it's a subject I've got interested in over the last year or two. So like on Tuesday we're going to do around hypnosis, hypnotherapy. So I'm looking forward to talking to Orlando about that. So listen, stay tuned for that, and listen, thanks a million for your ongoing support with the podcast, for tuning in, and as I said, if you have any, I'd love some feedback off you guys as well, who are regular listeners. It'd be great to get some feedback of how I'm getting on. If you're enjoying what aspects you're enjoying, what we'd like to hear more of, or what you'd like to hear less of, or it would be absolutely great. So yeah, so that's great. So that's Mark's motivational podcast, first solo episode of season 4. My God, the time goes quick, and I really hope it's finding you well and you're getting through the pandemic okay. It's at least we've got a lot more freedom to move around the place now, and you can go and have a meal and a beer once you have once you got vaccinated. You can go inside, so things are improving, thank God, and hopefully it's a step in the right direction. We'll be back to normal soon. But listen, take good care of yourselves and stay safe. I might just share a song with you now on the podcast as well. Um, so this is one of my new songs. I actually changed around a bit since I came back from that trip, John Graham's staycation. So listen, thanks for tuning in and enjoy this song. Talk to you soon. Take care. Yeah, this is a song, guys, North and South of the Train. It goes like this. I hope you enjoy it. Here we go. They met on a midnight train to Belfast. They shared some laughs, they shared some wine. They were feeling fine together. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in the middle. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in the middle. They kissed, she got off the train. He called to her, when can I see you again? Don't try to find me up here, wait till I'm back down there. They said goodbye in the middle. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in the middle. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in the middle. They met on a midnight train to Belfast. They shared some laughs, they shared some wine. They were feeling fine together. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in the middle. North inside of the train. He was south, she was north. Their hearts met in little. Yeah, that was North and South of the Train. I hope you enjoyed that song. And thanks a million, guys, for tuning in to today's podcast. So let me know, give me some feedback, what you think of the song. And as I said again, what you think of the podcast. Take care. Talk to you soon.